Welcome to my 0-0 best undefeated disqualified deck profile. Never before has anyone managed to go 0-0 at an event and get disqualified and remain undefeated like I have. So we're breaking records. This is my Nationals deck profile, the one I didn't get to enter with because Jeff. So yeah, 0-0 disqualified. Maybe we'll talk about it in detail another time and explain why exactly we got FTK'd before we entered the event. But anyway, here's my list here. So I went with Pure Sky Striker. I actually had the option to play other decks and stuff, and really, you know, I could have played like Kid Touch. I think Jordan had Kid Touch spare for me, but I decided that I don't like kids, so I didn't want to touch any of them. So I played this deck instead. I decided to go with Pure Sky Striker. In all seriousness, it's way more fun, I feel. So, you know, 3 and the Diabolus for pushy, squeaky bum time. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. It's a little bit glary. I'm sorry if you can't see it. I'm using my webcam to record on my phone for like... Maybe I should have done the other way around. Maybe I should use my phone to record the cards and my webcam to record my face. But I've lost my tripod, so it's been a really boring, annoying weekend for me. Anyway, 3 Ash Blossom, the only hand trap I'm playing in the main deck, just because I don't really know. Actually, I kind of trusted my friend Christoph. Shoutouts to him. He's a good boy. 1 Jamming Wave, 1 Base. These are my one-offs. Yeah, I guess they're pretty standard. Not really much to say there. 2 Afterburner. I'm playing like Desires, so this is one that's way too important to the banish, so I decided to play 2 of this one, and yeah, it's just generically really good. In hindsight, by the way, I was actually really considering playing a blind second list of this deck, just because like half of these cards are better going second, so I kind of considered that, but I didn't really have enough time to test it and stuff, and on the night, you know, I just decided to go with something very sort of vanilla. It's very similar to Joshua Schmidt's list. So because you know, he's probably the best player in the world, and he kind of like he knows a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh, not as much as me, but I trusted him on this one for this event. Triple Engage, Jeff, Pot of Greed, and Water Giants, Pot of Greed, Widow Anchor, 3 of them. I was originally playing 2, like when this deck like first dropped. You learn very quickly how insane this card is. Not even for the negation, just for the stealing effect. So yeah, that card's really big if Jeff. 3 Hornet, you know, that's a good boy. 3 Roll. This one's a little bit interesting, I guess, because most people play like 2, I think. Some people play 1. 1 and 2 is kind of the agreed upon ratio, but I really like 3. And you know, in hindsight, technically this was the best choice for the event because I was undefeated. You know, so you know, I got undefeated. I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, for real, 3 is good. Like, you want to see this card as soon as possible. Like, once you don't want to search it and then use it, because by that point you've like gone down a counter. You'd rather just open it. So this thing is really nuts. It's amazing going second because of the can't respond effect. It combos with the field spell. No regrets about this card. This card is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely, I would hold that at 3. Rhoda, Fusion, Foolish, Upstart. Yeah, this one's a little bit, you know, tricky with the 3 Desires, but it is what it is. And then I played 2 Terraforming. I wanted to max out in the field spells, but I kind of like just didn't really have space. It's quite hard to cut a lot of these cards, but yeah, I just decided to go with as many as I could without, you know, cutting other cards that I wanted to play. 3 Goods, 3 Desires for the other spells. So like Desires is a weird one. I guess I'll talk a little bit about this deck. Like, I don't think it's criminal to play 2 in this deck, because normally you guys know me as the sometimes but not all the time guy. So 3 is like, I can understand people. I won't like hate you if you play 2. It's completely understandable in this deck because you search a lot, you draw a lot, so there's high chances for you to see another one again, especially in a deck that isn't just turn 1. You're very likely to actually see another one yet again in the duel. But what I found is that this deck wins through just not OTKing and not applying that much pressure to your opponent, but just dwindling their resources down so much to the point that you are able to just win. So this deck isn't very good in Swiss, I believe, with the new time rules, but I think it's very good in Top Cut. And I built my deck to, you know, win the event. because I feel that's how you should build your deck. You should build your deck to give you the best chance at winning the whole thing, not just topping. Which is kind of silly maybe in my scenario, because all I really care about is my invite at this point. But yeah, drawing Desires off Desires obviously sucks, drawing another one sucks, but you can multi-roll it away because you're playing 3, so you're going to see that quite often. You can multi-roll it away, and you can field spell it away. And a lot of you guys might be thinking, yeah, that's a waste. But if you think about it logically, Desires is a +1. So if you draw another Desires, you've still technically 1-for-1. Like, that's really the best way for me to explain why I don't mind desiring and desiring anymore as much as I used to. Because worst case scenario, you've still 1-for-1. Unless you've drawn double Desires off your Desires. That's just insane. That's never going to happen. But if you draw Desires off your Desires, or if you see it again, the logic and idea behind it is that you've already 1-for-1. So it's fine. You know, you've maybe lost some resources out of your deck, but if you use it at the right time, you won't be losing anything important out of your deck if you correctly play around the potential 10-card banish. So this card was fine in this deck. You have discards, sorry, not discards, you have ways to get rid of it by plussing off of the field spell, etc. It's still a 1-for-1, so I think 3 is correct in this deck, and I stand by that. My final 3 cards is Mind Crush. They were originally Droll and Lockbird, but I decided that that card isn't really meta enough for this event. Just because UK Nationals tends to be a little bit roguey, and Droll is only really, really great against Trickstar Sky Striker, which I think this deck does okay against in Top Cut, but not maybe so much in Swiss. But yeah, hitting like Candina off of like Light Stage is like really good, especially if they've maybe, you know, got another one or something. But yeah, Mind Crush came in clutch, you know. I envisioned I was going to be disqualified. I actually saw into the mind that I was going to be disqualified. So I Mind Crushed, and yeah, this card was the nuts. It's really good when you're getting disqualified. Play 3 Mind Crush. Should I do my extra deck first? Extra deck. I played Utopia package, not just to get over dumb things that like are stupid and can be outed, like I don't know, like Diabolus. This is for time. Really, this is why I'm playing this, is this card's actually really, really good in time. Because this deck kind of struggles to put damage on board. You kind of need a few turns to break your opponent's resources, and then you can start poking. So having something to just like end the game there with tons of damage is really important. So I decided to go with Utopia. Top Logic Bomber, of course, is really nuts with Hornet, as is Trisbania. And Ningirsu is for outing stupid things. In hindsight, I can't really think of what stupid things people would summon that I need to out, but this deck, I guess, has a lot of options in the extra, so there was that. Space Insulator and Link Spider to help you climb into Ningirsu. So they came in totally clutch, by the way. Like Ningirsu, fade away your fucking your disqualification. The Nightmare cards, Unicorn, Cerberus, Unicorn and Phoenix. I was playing Cerberus, but I needed space for these things. Yeah, I mean, like, Unicorn's good for clearing spaces and stuff, and obviously Phoenix is Phoenix. I would have been nice to play 2 of him, but I just don't think there was the space, and of course, the maxing out on the colors. So that's the extra in the side deck. 3 Shared Ride for mirror matches, or going first against Goki, or what's the other deck? Trickstar Sky Striker, Twister for the mirror match, and just Altergeist, Poo-Poo, etc. Because we're at UK Nationals and there's going to be a lot of Poo-Poo. 3 Evenly, just for the Poo-Poo, and Impermanence. This deck really struggles against Goki, as you can imagine. So I decided, rather than going for Break My Board Poo-Poo, I decided to go with Impermanence. That way I could stop them from doing things more so, with Ogre on top as well. So I could stun them rather than dealing with something they've already established. I think Sphere Mode's a bit of a blowout, but I just decided to go with something that was, so like Sphere, oh right, now I remember my exact reasoning. So like Sphere Mode is only good against one deck, whereas these 6 cards are good against every deck. So if I played like, you know, Sphere Mode and like cut hand traps, I would weaken my Goki matchup, but I wouldn't really gain that much from playing other decks, because the only really stupid boards that are in the format is Goki. So Sphere Mode would work well against Goki, but I wanted something more diverse and versatile to put in against the Nationals Poo-Poo. is really, you know, what I decided to go for there. So yeah, that's my deck list. Obviously very broken. What can I say? It's the best deck because it was undefeated technically, right? 0-0 DQ. We're making history here, boys. Thanks everyone for watching. I guess I was pretty happy with the list. I would have been able to give you more feedback if I was allowed to enter the event, but we'll jump that hurdle next time when we get to it. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment Jeff if banned in the comment section down below. Hashtag Jeff if banned. And until next time, see you later.